All right, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Three Coast Pod with Arsenal. Spence. Spence, how you doing, bro? Feel like I haven't talked to
I'm
you.
doing good. How y'all doing? How's life? How we living?
It's
Good.
it's all right. It's a
It's all right.
struggle. It's a struggle right now.
Hey, why do you guys have hats on and I don't ever? Is that like a thing now? Are we
I
doing
just always wearing a hat. I mean,
like
we could really
what's
show
the
off the
vibe?
beard.
I don't have a I have a hat on because I never got a haircut in
We can
six
we
weeks.
can show off the blur,
Okay,
but you know
okay.
it's
I'm
good.
just
But
saying. I'm just
Spence, do you still
I
rock
was
hats like that?
honestly, bro, my hat game has been kind of weak. I do have hats, but like I just straight up don't wear them like that. I don't know. I I don't. I have a hat on for work because I like have to, but
Yeah.
like I really just haven't been. I don't really wear hats. I don't know.
So, okay, let's get into it though, man. We got a big week of college football and NFL coming up. Um, let's let's start off with our rankings though. Let's get into some rankings. I know everyone likes that. We'll do a college football ranking. We'll do an NFL ranking.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
let's start with college football. Let's start with everyone's top five for college football. These are our ranking is not based on the AP poll or anything like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
It's where we see each team right now in week two, or I think coming up on week three of the college football season. Spence, start us off with your five.
Okay, so my five, I got Georgia at one, Alabama at two, Ohio State at three, Michigan at four, and Oklahoma at five. And I put Georgia at one more because I think they've been consistently great the last 2 weeks.
Fact.
Alabama dropped for me just because they they're still 2-0, but they only won by 1 point against
Yeah.
Texas. Ohio State's still a good team. They have a good QB. I think they have a ton of talent. I'm gonna be honest though, I don't watch a ton of them. Ohio State's just not the team I keep up with as much. Now, at four, we have a team that won 56-10. Granted, Hawaii's they're not a very good team.
I saw someone rank Michigan's opponents, Colorado State and Hawaii, the two worst teams in college football right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if Colorado State with that.
No,
Hawaii's okay.
Colorado State is really bad. I'm pretty sure Colorado State got blown out by Air Force this past weekend. Colorado State's pretty bad, bro.
But to be fair, they did smoke them,
Yeah,
which is
they
what you
definitely
should do
scored.
if
Oh yeah,
you're
which they
if
should do.
you're a
Which they
top tier
should do.
team. You smoke them. So I kind of have them at four. And again, they're also a team I don't watch a ton of. I don't keep up with those teams up there. Like I don't know. And
You
then
should
at
though.
five,
Maybe you should watch them this week.
yeah, at five I got Oklahoma, who has looked good. Obviously he is my dark horse Heisman candidate, Gabriel. But I think they're e- explosive offensively, and I think they are a sleeper team. I think they're at six, which is pretty high up, but they have potential to beat out these top five teams. Maybe not Georgia, maybe not Alabama, but
Yeah, I like that list.
no.
Oh, you want to go?
Yeah, I think everybody knows me. I go for my sleeper teams, right? Um,
Okay.
I got the same three to start it off. I got Georgia at one, like you said, they've been playing well. I got Bama at two. They played their worst game probably I've seen them play the past 10 years. Put them at two. Put Ohio State at three because Ohio State you can never count them out, I think. And then at four, I got another SEC team. I got Arkansas at four. I've paid a lot of attention to them. I've been high on their quarterback all year. I love their quarterback play. He's a little bit better thrower this year. He gets it done on the ground. He's a strong runner, kind of like Jalen Hurts. Their O line is powerful. I was watching this past weekend. The commentators are saying they have arguably one of the best O lines in the SEC. Um, their O line just bullies you. I mean, they went for it three times on fourth down this past weekend, I think, and they got it by a lot because their O line just can bully people, and they went up against another SEC team in South Carolina, even though that's probably a lower end, middle of the pack SEC school this year. But they handled their business. And then at five, I think BYU. I said BYU is my sleeper team. I think BYU is. I think in my eyes, I think the number. I put them at five. I'm really high on them right now.
Really?
To beat,
Okay.
I know they played at home to beat Baylor, who a lot of people had winning the Big 12 this year. Um, a lot of people have them winning the Big 12. To beat them without two of their best receivers shows a lot. Shows a lot of grit. I mean, to go out and you miss two game-winning field goals and still pull out the dub. Your defense clutches up in overtime, gets a stop they need. Um, BYU, I'm high on BYU. I think if they go into Oregon this week and dominate Oregon, I think they crack the top. They crack the top seven. They got to move up. They beat two ranked opponents the last 2 weeks. But yeah, those are my top five. I think BYU is going to be high on my radar all year.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, like you said,
BYU. Interesting.
big game coming up this week for BYU. See what they can do.
Big,
At a tough place to play in Oregon. My top five is going to be a little different. It's going to be Georgia and Bama. We all have the same top two, I think. There's no question there. At three, I have Michigan. I'm a Michigan guy, always high on Michigan. They just named JJ McCarthy the starter for the year instead of Cade McNamara, who they started last year and they did well with. They won the Big Ten. They beat Ohio State and they went to the playoffs. But it's time for a change, and he's gonna really improve their offense because of his ability to run as well as pass. So I got Michigan at three. I like what they did to inferior opponents, but they did what they're supposed to. At four, I have USC at four. I think they have been the most impressive team thus far for me. Their offense has been unreal, the best offense in the nation, I think. Um, and I think their defense is only going to continue to get better. They have a tough test this week against Fresno State, so we'll see how they do. But yeah, I love them. I think Caleb Williams is a stud. I think he is, if not first, second in the Heisman rankings. So SC is at four, and at five, I got to put Ohio State.
Yeah.
The reason I have them at five and not three, like you guys, is because of that Notre Dame week one. I think that just drops them back a little. I still am very high on them because of CJ Stroud and his connection with Smith and Jigba. But yeah, I have Ohio State at five. So that is my college football top five. And now let's move to the NFL top five.
You want to start off?
So yeah, I'll start off with the NFL top five. So we don't have anything to go off from. So this is really our top five. There's no AP poll or anything like that for the NFL. But these are just the week ones, like top five, like who I'm most impressed with. And that is the Bills at one, it's the Chiefs at two,
Okay.
it's the Bucks at three, the Chargers at four, and the Eagles at five. Now I have the Eagles. It was either the Eagles, the Vikings, or the Ravens. But I have the Eagles there because I think they have the most potential, and I like their team on roster. I think Jalen Hurts looked great. AJ Brown is they got their number one guy, and they have a strong number two with DeVonta Smith.
You looked at the stats, Cole. DeVonta Smith was nowhere to be found in that first half, and they were dominating the game. That just shows you how dominant AJ Brown is.
Yep, and they struggled a little bit on defense against Detroit, who I think is going to be pretty good this year, middle of the pack team. But yeah, that's my top five.
Spence, you want? I'll go. I'll say my top five. I'll let Spence finish it off. At one for me, just how dominant they were against Arizona. I'm high on Arizona. I like Kyler Murray. I think Arizona's defense is supposed to be pretty good. Patrick Mahomes made them look silly. I have the Chiefs at one. The Bills did their thing against LA Rams. I mean, we can go back and say the same thing for LA Rams. Defending, went to the Super Bowl champs. To get beat by 21, I think it was, right? 31-10. To get beat by 21 on opening day that's a big thing. The Bills did their thing. I put my team Bucks at three. I think our defense played good. Granted, Dak Dak did get hurt, but up until then he was healthy. They just weren't moving the ball that well. Our defense looked great. Tom is playing good, making smart choices. Our O line, his blind side needs to get a little bit better. And then I'm not gonna put the Chargers in there because I'm just not a Charger guy. I want to see Lamar do his thing. I want to put the Ravens at 4, and then I got to go with Cole at 5. I think the Eagles are going to be a dominant team in the NFC. I think they really give the Bucks. I think out of any team they give Bucks problems because Jalen Hurts' feet, and historically the Bucks have not done good against mobile quarterbacks, and that's not including Pat Mahomes or just Josh Allen tore us up. Lamar has torn us up. Really running quarterbacks have torn us up in the NFC. And Jalen Hurts looks like he's getting it done at this level right now.
Spence?
All right. Well, I have the Chiefs as the first team. I think they have the most impressive first game back against the Cardinals. I think Pat is the best QB, and they are my Super Bowl pick. I got 2. I have the Bills. They did have a really great Thursday night win. I was tempted to put the Chargers there, but I just think the Chargers can't jump them yet. So I have the Chargers at 3, who look like a complete team.
They do. The Chargers look good. I'm just not high on the Chargers, Spence. I agree with you that they look like a complete team. The defense look good.
Their offense, look, they are contenders for sure.
It's gonna be a good game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Spoiler, I think they win tomorrow, but we'll talk about that later.
Chargers with no Keenan Allen.
We'll talk about it later.
That's big.
At 4, I did put the Vikings just a little bit. I think they had a pretty impressive win, and I think for them, they have a pass rush now. They have obviously Justin playing out there, but like they have talent in the places they need.
Yeah, they stole the Packers guy.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think for the conference they're playing in, they're going to do well.
Yep.
Obviously, if they were AFC, we're not going to talk about them. But then at 5, I do have Tampa Bay. I wasn't incredibly impressed. They did play a pretty good Cowboys team with a good pass rush, but I need to see them do a little bit more for them to jump into my top 3. But they still played a pretty solid game, I would say.
Yeah.
Solid game.
Yeah,
I can see you putting that 5. Like if you didn't have them in the top 5, I would have called you crazy.
They almost didn't, but I was like, I kind of got to put them in there because Tom Brady's still Tom Brady. Like, let's be
honest. Me and Cole were having this conversation.
He's still pretty damn good.
This is why I can't say Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. Like I hear you there because me and Cole were talking about it. If I'm in the Super Bowl and there's 2 minutes left and I need a game-winning drive, I want TB12 behind my center still yet. Behind my center still.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would take him over Pat Mahomes just because he's been in those situations and he's still playing at an insanely high level, and just his brain is a lot bigger than Pat Mahomes right now.
I still think he's a top 5 quarterback.
No, yeah, he still is top 5.
No, and like I don't think Tom's not playing at it. Like he's still top 5, but I just think Pat's just.
No, he's different. He's definitely different.
In his 20s,
have my bias.
What, like 20? How old is he?
Yeah, he's young.
Yeah,
you have arguments for both sides. Yeah. I can see both sides of the picture. I can see Tom.
That's what I'm saying. I'm going to hear you on.
I could see Josh Allen. I could see Mahomes, and I could honestly see Rodgers.
Josh Allen, to me though, hasn't won a Super Bowl. So that's where.
You could still be a great quarterback. I mean.
No. Yeah. Granted,
that's
why I can't have him first.
Yeah, granted, we can go back and we can talk about because you can put like in the Josh Allen's in that where he's playing at a way better level and consistently playing at a high level. Where Cam Newton had that one good year where he was like, okay, this guy might be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, where he's playing like.
And then injuries and lots of other things happening with Cam, the Panthers.
I wouldn't be surprised if Josh Allen gets the Super Bowl this year. To be honest.
Yeah, they look good.
They're favored. I think he wins MVP.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, let's get into. Now
that we mentioned our
college football and
our top 5 teams, let's get into some teams that we we're kind of worried about. We kind of they're kind of on the hot seat after week 1 and week 2 of the college football and NFL seasons. Just spent start us off with who are you worried about in college
Who is
football?
on the hot seat?
Like, just what team are you worried about?
I think we've talked a lot about them.
After all it's kind of like after all you've seen so far, like you should be worried about them for the rest of the year.
The rest of the year,
Yeah.
Notre Dame, no doubt. I feel like you got to be concerned about them. Their QB is, we said this, horrendous. But I just think offensively, they're not going to be able to beat teams. I think they look a lot like the Cowboys do right now. You have no QB, you can't throw it. It's just tough when you're playing Georgia or Clemson or all those top tier teams, and so they should definitely be concerned.
Yeah.
Beyond concerned, honestly.
Yeah.
It's bad.
For sure. And their coach started off 0-3, so and everyone was high on him, but
And
we'll see in the next
I think Cal beats them this weekend too. So
we'll see. That should be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised. They have no quarterback.
Yeah.
How about for the we should just go.
Yeah,
let's
we
go
can do all
college.
college. You want to go cool?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The team that I'm worried about I'm worried about Clemson. I really truly am. I just think when they run into a team that can match their defensive power, and it comes down who can score the ball. I don't know if Clemson can score the ball like that. Granted, we can't. Granted, I can't. I mean, DJ is just, in my eyes, he's just not getting it done for him. He's a good runner when he needs to be. He's strong. I saw something that this past week he had like a 91.6 QBR, and that's the highest one so far this year by any quarterback. Granted, they played Furman, and they beat them 35-12. If you're having the best QBR, you need to get things done. You need to score at least against a opponent like Furman that no one really knows about. And they're not ranked in the FCS, nothing like that. They need to get some things done. I don't know if I just don't know if they have Will Shipley, the little running back they have. He's a playmaker. He's explosive, but he doesn't give me that Travis Etienne vibe or just some of the running backs that Clemson's had in the past and playmaker wise like that. So I don't know when they run into a team that can match them scoring and then match them defensively, how they're gonna score points and how they're gonna outlast teams. And I think that's where it comes down to, because you got some good teams in the ACC this year. I mean, you got Wake Forest that can score the ball. You got, who else do you have?
NC State.
Then you run into teams like Virginia and Virginia Tech that are hard-nosed teams and things like that. And you got Duke that is kind of surprising people, that is playing well, beating teams that they're not supposed to beat by that much. And they're just surprising. So you just got some teams that they're going to run into, and I think they could struggle. I mean, I think a matchup that I would love to see, and Spence, you brought it up, I would love to see Notre Dame and Clemson go at it.
Yep.
I truly would.
On the 5th
I think
November.
Clemson,
I think Clemson wins, but I don't know if they could, because the way Notre Dame's defense looks
is good.
They're good.
They have a good front too.
And I don't know if Clemson can really score the ball like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know if DJ can, because who have they played where they put up points and DJ's played well? Georgia Tech gave them a game. Furman only allowed an FCS opponent let them score 35, a team that they're supposed to blow out by.
Yep.
And I think they run into point. Like I said, they could run into some trouble when they play Virginia's defense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I'm worried about Texas A&M, man.
That's a good one.
Texas A&M looked terrible. They're terrible. 180 total yards of offense. Total yards of offense for a 6th-ranked team going against Appalachian State.
Yep.
Gave up 60-plus points against University of North Carolina. I'm pretty come on. Texas A&M has a lot to be worried about, especially because they're paying their players so much money in NIL money. Um, their
And
their boosters should be really mad because they've gave that program so much money. One of the highest I think like net worth programs, something like that. Like their football team generates so much money and they can't produce on the field. I've never liked Jimbo Fisher as a coach. I think he's not a player's coach. I think he's like you get guys from low income families coming to play for Jimbo Fisher. Dude, he doesn't know how to talk to those guys. Like, come on, man. I just think there's a lot to be worried about in Aggie land, and I think a lot of recruits that they have down the line should be worried about going to Texas A&M. It's not a good culture over there. It doesn't seem like with Jimbo locked in for 10+ years. So there's lots to be worried about over there. But yeah, I think Texas A&M is definitely someone we should be worried about, especially because they're in the SEC. They play Arkansas in the next coming weeks. They play Alabama in the next coming weeks. Those are 2 L's
there. They play tough. I'm telling you right now, Arkansas is nothing to play with in the SEC right now.
You don't want to face that quarterback.
You don't want to face that quarterback. And I tell you, the other team that I could have put in the top 5 easily. Kentucky. I think too. I could have put Kentucky up there too. That quarterback gets it. That quarterback spent. And if you haven't watched Kentucky play, I advise you to watch him. That quarterback
dude. There's a lot of
there's a lot of teams there's a lot of teams that I've been paying.
A lot of games
that I haven't really looked at and watched like that. But when I watched me and Cole watching Kentucky, that kid is a winner.
Yeah.
He kind of reminded me of the Florida game when they went into halftime down 13. I mean, he just looked calm and composed, like cool and collected the whole time. Never really showed too many highs and lows, and was just kind of, you know what, like I'm
never wavered.
Never like really showed anything. So it's just, he's good, but yeah, I think those are the 2 teams. I think honorable mentions you could throw in there. I think if Oregon gets blown out this week, if Oregon loses by 2+ touchdowns, 2 touchdowns or more against BYU, I'd be worried if I was Oregon. Yeah. I think Oregon's on that bubble right now.
I think they're favored too. So if they lose,
they're favored. They're playing at home.
Oregon is favored.
They're playing at home, and you know that's the thing. I think there's some other teams that could be up there that are right there with them. I mean, really, I think teams that could come down to it is I think Michigan State is they haven't played anybody yet. I think this is a big test to see if they're the real deal. If not, if they lose to Washington, because I don't think really Washington's really high on anybody's radar like that. But if they lose to Washington, I think they got to be worried about what's coming in the Big Ten for them.
Yeah, for sure.
Those are the mentions that I have. You could throw Wisconsin on there.
Yeah, but I'm not too high on Wisconsin, so I'm not worried about them. I was never
high on them.
Had enough expectations for them. But moving on to NFL, one team I'm worried about is the Green Bay Packers. They've won back-to-back regular season. I think the first season back-to-back postseasons the last 2 years, and losing Devontae Adams is a bigger loss than I think people might expect. Like, he is legit the number 1 receiver in the league. And that leaves Aaron Rodgers without a true number 1. Granted, Alan Lazard was out with an injury, but he's not a number 1. Randall Cobb is not in his prime. The rookie dropped a wide open touchdown from Aaron Rodgers right in his breadbasket. So there's a lot to worry about for Green Bay. And, you know, they still have a chance because the NFC sucks. So they still have a chance of being a wild card team. But I do think the Vikings win the North after the showing that I saw from the Packers. But the one thing is that they still do have Aaron Rodgers, and that is a bad man right there. And that's the only reason I'm not too worried. But they're on the hot seat. So I think the team I'm worried about most is the Green Bay Packers.
Spence, what's your take? Who are you worried about?
The Denver Broncos.
Okay.
I think that was a tough game. They scored what was it, 16 points, right? 16 points, 340 yards from their QB, one tub. I know they fumbled twice on the goal line, which is just atrocious.
Right.
But I wasn't impressed with them. I think a lot of people were high on them. A lot of people have them in the playoffs. I think they're going about 8-9 this year. I really don't think they're going that far. And obviously, that call at the very end was what was their coaching? What is happening? You paid him 243 million, Russ. And to be honest, Russ is not a top 8 guy. He's maybe 9 or 10 at the very best.
I think I'm worried about them. I can hear you on that. I'm worried about them too, but the thing is I'm not super worried because they didn't allow Seattle to score any points in the second half. Their defense stepped up, their defense did it. And every time Russell got the ball and they were on offense, they marched down with ease. They were getting first downs. Granted, you fumbled twice on the goal line. That's unheard of. You're not gonna do that.
Right.
You're not gonna do that week in and week out. They're gonna tune some things up. I think they saw when they opened up the playbook and let Russ kind of throw the ball down the field and get guys open. Judy was getting open. Cortland Sutton was getting open. Like they were making plays. So I have to. You can be worried about them right now, but I think you'd have to follow them a little bit closely because I think there were some moments. You'd look at that. They don't fumble on the goal line twice. They're up 14 points. You know.
I also want to point out that they did play at the toughest field in the league. You know, it's not easy going to Seattle. Plus, Russell Wilson returns, so that has something to do with it. I still think Broncos do make the playoffs. I think you shouldn't be that worried about them. I think they did look pretty good. Yeah, I think they looked fine, but
they looked fine.
They just made some week one errors, and I think they will look better throughout the season. I'm not that worried about.
I mean, them. I think the team you could really compare them to. They look good. I mean, we can talk about your Packers, Cole. I mean, last year they start the year off 1-2, and they still won. They still won the NFC. They still came back, and people, they're terrible this year. So I don't know if I can just write them off yet. The team that I can write off in the NFC though right now, and they're really gonna have to pull something out, is the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
I'm worried about them. Granted, they couldn't score the ball with Dak. Granted, they were playing one of the better defenses in the league in Tampa Bay. But I don't know if Cooper Rush is that guy. We can go back to last year when he had his first career start. I think he threw for like 300 yards or something like that and 2 tubs. And they beat I think they beat the Minnesota Vikings when they were good. And it was his first start. He did good. But granted, he did have Amari Cooper. He did have Gallup, and he had some other guys. He had some more weapons in that offense this year on the Dallas Cowboys is not that same offense coming in this year. And Cooper Rush, I don't really know who he is or what he's going to do, but I think it comes down to now we're going to see how good that offensive coordinator that Dallas brought in, how good he is, because they're going to have to use Tony Pollard in some different situations and feed him somehow, get him on some swing passes, use him in the screen game. I think they need to feed Zeke a little bit more. But I think it just comes down to how he can play. I mean, that's going to be their guy for the next 4 to 6 weeks, I think. I don't know how long Will Guerrero's out, the quarterback from West Virginia. He might be a little bit better than him. But, yeah, Cooper Rush is their guy right now. It's the face of their season, really, how he does these next couple of weeks.
Yeah. What else, man? What else do you guys want to talk about? I think we got to – you guys want to do the 5 picks of the week or what? Or do you want to –
Yeah, let's do that.
Do you guys want to restart the meeting?
No, let's just bust it out real quick, and then we can do tier talk after. You down for that, Spence?
Yep.
All right, let's look at some games. I think Spencer has them listed over here. We'll do these on the notes.
Yeah.
We'll just do those 5 games. So I think Spencer will join us after. I want to know who some his opinion on some stuff, but looks like he's doing something. Okay, we got Oklahoma, Nebraska. OU is
They're plus
getting
yeah.
11.5.
OU's minus 11.5 favorites. I don't know how this can be. I don't think Nebraska's like that. But granted, I think the one thing that plays in fact, and I was talking to Cole about it, the thing that worries me here that could happen is they did struggle a little bit to score a ball at the first half this past week.
Right.
Notre Dame is probably, I don't know how it is to play on a team like that, but you see some teams where their coach gets fired that they kind of been having turmoil with. They haven't been winning. He promises some things. Granted, Scott Frost is a great coach. I mean, he did things at Oregon and UCF that coaches don't do, but those guys at Nebraska could be a little bit fired up. But I still think OU's offense is dominant and their defense is a lot better. So I think they beat Nebraska by 2 touchdowns. I really truly do.
Yeah, I got OU. I got OU in that one. San Diego State, Utah. Utah is getting 21 points.
It's a lot.
Oh, Alamo got us tickets to the game too.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with San Diego State on that one. I think 21 points is a lot. I'm gonna go with San Diego State for sure.
I think for me, I'm gonna go San Diego State covers. Their hard-nosed defense, I still think. I think their coach is getting into where they thought their quarterback was going to be a little bit better and they could pass the ball. I think they're going to rely heavy on the run game. I think they're going to wear some clock down. If I was San Diego State and I was trying to win the game, I'm snapping the ball every time on an offense is 0-0 and I'm marching. I'm snapping the ball with 5 seconds on the play clock every down to just kill time, and I'm running the ball and I'm killing time to keep to. It's kind of like stalling in basketball in Hawaii when there's no shot clock, but you're at the college level where you're slowing the game down and playing at a tempo that you want to play at to keep the game close.
All right, Spence, I'll let you get the next one. You ready?
Yep, San Diego State. Okay.
You got Fresno State.
Fresno State and USC.
Who you got?
I think that's going to be a hell of a game, but I got USC covering.
12 points.
They do win by at least 12. They are explosive. Them to me, I know they'll probably throw about 4 or 5 tubs, but I want to see if they can run that ball. I would like to see them hold Fresno State to under 21 and see if they can beat that.
That's doable, Spence. I like that comment. That's doable for them. That should be doable for them.
Something like 17-38 or something.
Okay.
In that range.
Like that.
Type of vibe.
I like that. All right, let's move on to the next one. So we got San Diego State, we got Oklahoma, and we got USC. BYU versus Oregon. Spence, let me hear you. BYU versus Oregon. Minus 3.5. Oregon is favored.
Oregon, I think, wins at home.
Okay.
By just a little bit. I mean, it is one of those games where it should be close. It should be within a score all game. But I'm going to be honest, I don't think either of those teams win the Pac-12, though.
As good as they are. In the picks of the week, do they cover the 3.5?
Yes.
So they do. Okay, they win by more than 3.5?
I think.
Yep.
Okay. I think. I don't think Oregon wins that game. I think BYU comes in and pulls off the upset. Bo Nix runs into a lot of he's interception prone. He throws a lot of INTs. BYU's secondary is great. I mean, they showed it against Baylor. BYU secondary is damn near locked down. And I think Puka's expected to play this week. I'm not sure. And if he plays, that's a huge difference because then you got to worry about his speed laterally and on the fly up and down the field. And I don't know who's covering him on Oregon. I just don't. And I think Jaren Hall gets it done with his feet. Oregon's defense is never really that good. Their edges don't look good. Quarterbacks get outside the pocket a lot. Can run. Stetson Bennett kind of ran all over him a little bit. And I think Jaren Hall gives them fits.
Okay. I got BYU. I think BYU wins the game. So I got BYU to cover right there. So I guess how this is gonna work is two overrides one. So on our Twitter, we're gonna put BYU for our pick of the week.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's how it should work.
Okay, fine. Talk about it.
And our last game is Michigan State versus Washington. UW is favored in this by 3.5 points. I'm like you, Cole. I think I am high on Michigan State. I think they look good in their first two games. I love their coach. I love their defense. I think Washington is just an inferior opponent. I think Michigan State wins this late, but by a field goal. So I got Michigan State to cover the 3.5.
By a field goal, they're not covering. They're player, yeah, they're favored. Oh, yeah.
They're not favored.
Yeah, they're not favored, yeah.
UW favored, yes.
I gotta go against Cole here. I think Washington, watching them play, they got good quarterback play this year. I don't think
Who's the quarterback?
Their quarterback is this a black kid I never seen, but when I watched him play Kent State, he was. We can go and look who's Michigan State's weapons. Besides, do they still have Naylor?
They have a great running game and a great defense. I watched them play.
I think Michigan State was never really
Penix Jr.
Yeah, Penix Jr. and he looked good. I mean, he was a highly recruited quarterback out of high school. He just wasn't he just never got to play a lot. He was injury prone. His first game when he came out and played against Kent State, he was perfect for about his first 4 drives of the game. I think with Wayne there, he's played in a tough nose and ran against guys that will be up in front where Michigan State is. I mean, he played against Clemson and the NC States and just people. I mean, Clemson being able to run against Clemson and stuff like that. I think that plays a role. And then I think Washington's defense is really good. I think their secondary is really good. Watching them play a little bit. But yeah, I think Washington pulls the wins by a touchdown.
Spence?
I'm gonna have to side with Cole here. Cole 2. UW wins, but I think they win by 3, so they don't cover.
Okay.
They do not cover. Yes.
So I guess we go Michigan State there. And that is our college football picks of the week. I'm going to take a little break and we'll be back with the NFL picks and
Tier talk.
Tier talk.
Talk about it.
All right. See y'all soon. All right, y'all. We are back and we are ready to do the NFL picks of the week. So, first game we got Chargers Chiefs. Mm-hmm. Spence, it's Kansas City is getting 4.5 points. They're favored by 4.5 points. Who you got?
And I already talked about this a little bit, but they're not going to cover. I actually have the Chargers upsetting 30-27. And I'm going to tell you why. I think the Chiefs will throw the ball a lot. I don't know if they will hand it off above 20 times. And I really think that Chargers pass rush is going to eat. I do. I think they have 2 sacks. And I just don't. I think if you get into a position where you have to outscore the Chargers, it allows them to play to their advantages. Mm-hmm. And they've almost built this team to beat the Chiefs. And so although I think the Chiefs will go to the Super Bowl, I think this specific game, I have the Chargers. I do.
Cool. The Chiefs cover. I think the Chiefs win by a touchdown, maybe some more.
Whoa.
To see what the Raiders did to the Chargers, Derek Carr is not the greatest passer. Granted, they do have the best receiver in the league, Devontae Adams. Derek Carr was throwing dimes. I mean, the receivers were getting open in the secondary, even if it wasn't Devontae Adams. I think the Chiefs have weapons in Mecole Hardman, Travis Kelce running over the seam. Week 1, the Chargers' weak spot looked kind of in their seams in the middle and stuff like that. And the corner routes kind of look like their weaknesses when they're running cover 2. The corners aren't dropping deep enough if no one's in their area. So I think Pat Mahomes is a better quarterback, obviously, than Derek Carr. And I think I think Pat Mahomes tears up that LA defense.
Yeah.
They have a pass rush, but can the secondary cover when Pat Mahomes is out? When
They
Pat
do
Mahomes
have
is outside.
Kelsey, but they don't have like Hill. You know what I mean? Like they have good guys, but not like
I'm gonna say this, Spence. I'm gonna
dominant
say this, Spence. He's your
dominant guys.
number one guy. He's your number one quarterback in the league for a reason. When Brady didn't have Moss and he had Edelman and Wes Welker and Gronk,
No, 100%.
he still had these guys. He's still the best in your eyes. He's still the best quarterback in the league. He's gonna do what he does.
100%.
He's gonna do what he does. And I don't know if they're scoring. I'm saying the Chargers might score, might keep up with their scoring, but we can't forget the Kansas City defense makes plays. They make plays. Can LA keep up with the scoring of the Chiefs? Because we can go and say the Arizona Cardinals have a great pass rush too. They do.
They do,
They have
but
a
they're
great
not the
pass rush too.
Chargers. You know what I'm saying? Like Kyler's not Herbert.
He's not Herbert.
That way.
But for the Las Vegas Raiders to have a game-winning drive, in Derek Carr, I take a lot more chances with Pat Mahomes having that same opportunity.
Okay, that's fair.
I got Chiefs at home -4.5.
So they cover.
Yeah, they win.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Dolphins Ravens. I got Baltimore -3.5 at home. I think Baltimore. I think they're on a mission. I think Lamar's on a mission this year to prove that he is a top 5 quarterback. And yeah, I like the Dolphins this year too, but I think Tua struggles with the Ravens defense, and I do think the Ravens win by 7.
I'm with Cole on there. There's nothing more to be said. I'm a Lamar guy. They covered. They beat the Dolphins.
Wow.
I love Tua, but like you said, I think Lamar's on a mission to get paid and to prove that he's the guy.
100%. Spence?
I think the Fins win. I think they did come back and win 24-9 against the Jets, but they started off slow. Like they did not start off well. I think the Fins have a ton of talent. I mean, we've been
for sure
talking about them, and I just don't think they will be able to. Damn. I think it's close, but I think the Fins squeeze it out. I don't think it's a high-scoring game. I think we're gonna do something like 22-20.
All right.
I think the Fins really squeeze it out here.
I respect it. Okay, we got Cardinals Raiders next up. At the Raiders are getting 5 points.
I got the Raiders. I think after how the Cardinals played against the Chiefs, I'm not high on them. And I know they're playing in Las Vegas, and I think Carr has a good game. I think him and Adams connect for 2 tubs, and I have Las Vegas covering.
Yeah, I think I messed up. I think they're giving 5 points, so they're favored.
Yeah,
they're favored.
Yeah, I have the Raiders too. I like how they looked in week 1, and I love Devontae, and I love their defense. I have Raiders over the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals look shaky. Cole?
Yeah.
As much as I love Kyler and I think he's a good player, like you said, I think the Raiders look good against the Chargers. They did their thing. I think the Raiders cover.
Yep. Okay, Spence. Vikings, Eagles. Eagles are giving 2 points.
I got the Vikings, dude. I don't know. I don't believe in the Eagles like that.
Eagles are at home too.
I think Kirk Cousins looked pretty solid. He looked
Cousins is
solid quarterback. Solid quarterback. I like that front they have, and I don't know who on the Eagles can cover that man, Justin Jefferson.
Darius Slay, top 5 DB in the
league. I think Justin Jefferson is gonna eat him up in this matchup.
Well, he's probably gonna eat him up, but they have.
I think he's that guy. And so
AJ Brown. No one.
Yeah, no one.
Same thing. I got the Eagles.
I'm just saying.
I got.
What is he saying? What were you saying, Spence?
I got the Vikings. I do.
I'm telling you, we're overriding you on everything you're saying. But it should be
What do
interesting.
you got, Cole?
He got the Eagles too.
I got the Eagles.
Oh
Like I
my
told you.
God.
They're
So
my
we
favorite.
only agreed on the Raiders.
It's gonna be funny, like who
Fucking
actually won.
only the Raiders. The only.
Just watch you win like all these
All
games.
the
I'll be
games.
I know.
freaking
I
out.
know.
All right, the audience will have to take your picks instead of ours. Okay, and the last one, I hope we agree with this one, is Bucks Saints. The Bucks are favored by 2.5. Now I got Bucks covering, but winning by probably a field goal, and I say of only a field goal because Brady does struggle against New Orleans, and he's always struggled against New Orleans. So, but I still got the Bucks winning by 3 points and covering the spread.
Yeah, I got the Bucks. I mean, Bucks are my favorite team. I'm for sure finna ride with them, especially playing the Saints. Man, going against Jameis, it was not it on the Bucks. I hate Jameis. Funny guy. Probably the most entertaining person in the league. One of them licking his fingers and shit. But
And he did come back, and they did beat the Falcons last week. So
No, they're not
bad. But I'm saying I'm not betting against my favorite team. I love the Bucks. They're winning.
well, I got the Saints. I think Tom Brady struggles against New Orleans. I think he didn't struggle, but he didn't play amazing last weekend. And I think the Saints get 2 sacks on him. I think they hit him a few times, and I think I got the Saints in a really like a 20 to like 17 type of game, like a really not a high scoring game. And the Saints squeeze it out, and the Bucks continue to struggle.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not
mad at it, but we just disagree with pretty much everything.
I'm done talking about sports.
Yeah, same.
I'm kind of tired of it already.
Yeah, let's get into the best part of it. The best segment.
Best part? Okay.
Dude, I'm tired of talking about sports.
Yeah, I'm tired of talking about sports.
Let's talk about our 3 favorite spots to eat after a long day at the beach, after cruising rocks, cruising sand, going North Shore.
Okay, we don't go to Sandy's. Only Cole does.
Going west, that's why I said it. But we have to.
Mox is more my beach. Come on, guys. I've surfed there.
I don't like Sandy's like that. I'm not gonna lie.
So on the island, on Oahu, what's your go-to spots? Now sometimes we go North Shore, sometimes we go out west. You gotta put that poke spot. What's that poke spot out west called?
Aloha Poke.
So you gotta think about it, okay?
Woo!
I have to think about it too. Like I don't have a list right now, but someone start us off.
I'll start us off with what are we going? 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1?
1, 3, 2, 1, like always.
I hear you. For number 3, number 3, something that just hit different, and it's not even just a Hawaii thing, but just like
I know what you're gonna
I
say.
Just remember just long day at like Sandy's or like long day at Sandy's or Mox.
Oh.
Bro, going to Costco's.
I knew it.
Just
knew it.
Something about the pizza or the $1.75 hot dog and drink. Ooh,
chicken
bake. Ooh,
cheap, versatile. I definitely
and it just hits different when you just at the beach all day. That's not even a Hawaii thing, but that shit just hit different.
That's a great one. That was for sure on my list, but I'm gonna switch it up.
That was also the first on my list. I'm gonna throw in a curveball right here. Zippy's Zip Pack.
Okay.
Can't go wrong.
Can't
go wrong with the Zip Pack. You got this.
I think for me it's the Surf Pack, but they're pretty much the same thing.
We'll just say Zippy's. Like, there's so much variety.
Yes.
I like
variety
for sure.
Oh, Spence, that was a good one, Spence.
Okay.
My 3. Dude, those are like the spots, bro. But my 3, I'm gonna go old reliable here. Can't go wrong. I'm going Foodland 3.
Ooh, okay.
I was gonna say that.
Guys, we can have the same list too, but
we gotta change it up though a little bit.
Foodland at 3, you get a poke bowl, you get rice, you get the $6.99. You get a little bit extra, you get a bigger bowl, you get $9.99. Okay, but
fresh food is overrated.
Okay, you can get the frozen, you get the musubis, you get the The drink, like, bruh, gotta go.
Previously frozen, half spicy, half shoyu.
Oh,
The $10, no way.
You don't need fresh fish too. You can get
You don't need fresh. It's overrated, bruh. Frozen, half.
Give me the
Put the
pre-frozen.
furikake on top of rice.
Give me that fresh poke like $24.99. Fuck that, bro. Fuck that.
I think the other. The other
Who's
one.
two? Who's two?
Two for me.
What's two?
Two for me. Oh shoot, two for me. I don't even know. Two for me. What's the place? If I'm surfing, if I'm like down, not even surfing. This is more like a cruise day. If I'm down in Manalo and I want to take that drive the long way home, going back.
My whole poi.
Yes, Poi Factory. I'm gonna get sweet lady. I'm gonna get that ice cream and that what is it? And the I can't even think of it. The coconut ice cream and the Kulolo. That's
lady, baby.
Max, bro. And I don't even need food. I can just get that, and I'm getting two of them, and I'm smacking both of them on my drive.
My Lord.
No, the Hawaiian food goes crazy, but I'm saying really, that's like what I do.
What beach you go to when you go down there?
Shoot, there's a little break that we went to one time. Oh, we went there. We'd go there after Pounder sometimes, but there's a break kind of I don't even know, but
Pounder.
I went one time and I just started surfing there more and more. But it was that's the spot. I would get that after because it's like that coconut ice cream just hits a little different, and then the kulolo just that warm. It's like that cold warm.
For sure.
Bucket is good.
Spence, what you got at two?
You know, bro, there's so many things I could say after a long beach trip, but I'm gonna go cold right here. I'm gonna go shaka boba.
Oh nah, bro, I can't even.
Yeah, I'm going boba.
That's a dude.
That is fire.
That's a.
When have you went to shaka? So you go to Waikiki and then
I've never craved.
Yes.
Never
if you're on that side, yes.
Boba. After
I'm going to boba, yes, dude.
No,
100%.
No,
100%.
Spence, well, drop a comment if you ever got boba after
the beach. I don't ever.
I'm getting boba. Why y'all hating on that?
Someone tell me if Spencer.
Nothing wrong with boba.
That's really a thing because I never got.
I'm putting on this on the Instagram reel thing. I think that's a bad take.
That's a hot take.
That's not a hot take. That's a bad take.
It's a cold take. Oh, stop.
After the beach? What the?
Yes, y'all don't do that.
You have never done that.
I don't think I've ever seen you go.
Yes, I have. I've definitely done it.
I think you've gone before we left to get coffee bean, and maybe after we left, after like 20 minutes, go and get coffee bean again.
Bro, you just love sticking on black balls after the beach. Different. Okay. Hey. Now I got to. I have to go with you. I need something cold, right? I'm not going boba. I'm going to coconuts. And I'm gonna get
shaved ice is one.
I'm gonna get a shaved ice.
Actually, I did forget about that. That's a good one.
Or Sandy's. Go to the Hawaii Kai shopping center or not? It's whatever Hawaii Kai shopping center, I think. But go to Coconuts, brah.
That's in there.
You can go to the get you a poke bowl right on the store next door. And then get you shave ice
and to make Spencer happy.
Sure.
And to make Spencer happy, they do have some boba over there too.
Oh, okay. Whoa. If I'm going over there, I'm getting shave ice.
All right. I think
coconut flavor too.
Number one for me is not a lot of people probably have this, but I started surfing North Shore a little bit more. You know, like off the wall and like Ehu Kai and them places, and even not Three Table, but Sunset and stuff like that, and then Chuns and things like that. And I think the place that I go to after, if I'm surfing, like if I get there in the morning and I surf from like 9 to like 2, I'm driving back on the street, like right in the highway, like right in town, Haleiwa, and I'm going to Stordos and I'm getting me a sandwich with the papaya seed dressing, and that's the best sandwich I've ever had in my life. And that I crave that every time. If I could eat one thing for the rest of my life in Hawaii, it'd probably be one of their sandwiches. That's bust.
You know what? I'm gonna slash my 2 and then I'll say my first because Cole, I think you know what I'm gonna say first,
I know what you're gonna say
but
first.
I'm gonna slash my two South Shore Grill fish tacos.
Okay.
It is the best fish tacos you will ever find. It's off Montserrat Ave, I believe. That's
Yeah.
Montserrat, that street.
Cool. What you got?
Best fish tacos, bro. Trust me. South Shore Grill.
South Shore Grill is. There's a couple of them, right?
I only know of one. There might be a couple.
No, am I thinking of
I
the
don't
right
know
thing?
one.
That's the one. That's not the one that's down by like Diamond Head, right?
Yes, that's
That
the
is
one.
right.
Yes.
Okay.
Down over there, yes, fire.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, I don't know, but I heard that place is gas.
It's
What's your one, Spence? I know your
Yeah,
one.
what's your one?
There's nothing like a Shima's poke bowl. Waimanalo Shima's, very specifically, all the way in the back, half spicy, half shoyu with the furikake on top of the rice, sometimes poi,
Sometimes play with the
one time poi.
fingers.
It was a one-time
Play
poi thing.
fingers, Spence. The sausage play
It was
fingers.
a one-time poi, but you get the rice on top, 2/3 pound. You know what I mean? You go cruise down over there. Love it.
No, that's
Love my
legendary.
food.
Kanagoshimas are
Yeah.
utterly known
I'm
as.
kind of down to go Shima's previously frozen too.
Bro,
You know
guaranteed.
what I mean? It's like $10 for a 2/3. You're like, yup, auntie, get them back
Guaranteed,
there.
bro. Just
Yep.
tell
Oh,
auntie.
and the quarter pound
Have to.
kulolo on top of that
Have to.
quarter pound.
Love
Yes.
Shimas. Gotta go. I would put Shimas, but you said it. So my number one is gonna be Tanioka's.
Okay.
Now
Oh,
Tanioka's is a
haven't been there in a while.
legendary food spot.
Talk about it.
Legendary food spot in I think it's Waipahu. I think it's Waipahu, but that's
Yeah.
after you go west side. Or before you go west side, you get your plate lunch.
Stack up.
You get your okazuya, you get your poke, stack up, get your musubis. Or after the beach, just grind with your friends. Tanioka's is a legendary spot.
That's where Waipahu or no?
I think it's Waipahu.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
South
Waipahu.
Central.
yeah, it's
Waipahu.
a staple in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So I have to put Tanioka's in there.
Okay.
But but yeah, we would like to know where you guys go.
If we miss any spots,
Yeah.
definitely not Shaka Shaka.
Definitely not
Hey.
black balls.
Boba is a place. Like, what are you guys saying?
not
That is the boba
You
spot.
could have said
That's like
something
more like late night.
Like I would have said like
Not just late
I mean,
night
I from
though.
honorable mention, I could throw in if I'm like down in town surfing like Publix or something on a swell in the summertime. I could have thrown in like St. Louis Driving. That
Oh,
hit
for sure.
because
Cheap.
Driving.
student special barbecue burger 2 time,
Yeah,
and then you get Green River.
yeah,
It's solid.
for sure,
Okay.
for sure. But yeah, that's tier talk. We hope you guys like that one, and yeah, we'll see you guys Sunday
Sunday.
on the next
So
episode.
recap all the games.
Recap.
Sunday night, 6:30 Pacific.
Ooh, and then we'll follow up with I know we have one game on our top 5 pick that's a Monday night, so we can follow that up on
Yeah,
Wednesday, the following
sure.
week, the Eagles game.
For sure.
Okay, 100%. Got
Yeah.
2 games that day.
Hey Spence, make sure you're not sucking on no black balls tonight, okay?
Oh. I like boba. I won't apologize for it.
Shoot.
I'm Asian.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, that's it. We'll see you guys later. Peace out.